Hello, Nancy Kim here again. How are you, my favorite trackers? How are you, my favorite viewers? I'm here talking about understanding the numbers, part 3 actually. So we have done part 1, which was understanding how much to charge. We did part 2, which was understanding the rates and what affects the freight rates in the marketplace. And today we are going to be talking about our favorite topic that a lot of drivers need to understand this. And I love that my dispatchers get to learn about safety so that they can share this information with their carriers and also with their new carriers if their new carriers have no clue what is going on, especially when it comes to e-logs. Guys, how many of you really know how hours of service, driver's hours of service are, and how to be able to work within the hours of service? So this is a topic that I've added in my dispatch course that is really highly profitable to a lot of my dispatchers, because now you can become a dispatcher for a company, you can also become a safety manager for a company, and you can also become something else that I'm about to train after this, which you need to tune in to be able to know. I have 3-in-1 course. My course is a 3-in-1 that is going to be teaching you a lot of different parts that we have in a carrier industry. So today we are going to be learning about the hours of service, and this is a topic that dispatchers need to understand. So when their drivers are saying, I don't have hours, they kind of have a clue what that means when a driver says they don't have hours. And our favorite drivers who are here and know and understand what this means, kudos, thumbs up. And for those who don't understand what this means, this is an opportunity for you to learn the hours of service and how this affects your driving. So all of us, we have 24 hours in a day. Of course, the drivers also have 24 hours in a day. So the government had to cut down on the hours that drivers drive and take it out from the analog system of writing down on a document, on a paper log, and claiming how many hours they have driven and how many hours they have not been driving and how many hours they have been resting, because there was a lot of fraudulence going on there. Drivers were not really documenting properly, and that caused a lot of accidents on the road. That caused a lot of people losing their lives and damages on the side of on the roads, really accidents and all that bad stuff, right? So the government had to really figure out a way to cut down on the drivers misdriving, like they were really recklessly driving, maybe driving sleeping, maybe driving tired, maybe that's how they looked at it, and they felt the need to introduce what is called an ELD, which is an electronic logging device that is going to be controlled by the ELD itself. So the driver is not going to control it. This machine automatically starts to move when the driver starts to drive. So that's the only way the government thought possible to be able to monitor and reduce a whole lot of these things that were happening that they could not control. So this electronic logging device, which is in short called an ELD, what it does is it automatically calculates the hours that the driver has been driving, and when the driver is paused, it's also paused. And when the driver starts to drive again, it automatically starts to accrue and calculate hours. All right. So the driver has 70 hours in a week to drive, which is this is how the government wants the drivers to move, and these are their routines. A driver has 24 hours in a day. We have 70 hours in a week, right? Leave that on the side. So the driver has 24 hours in a day. In these 24 hours, the driver is supposed to sleep or rest mandatory 10 hours. All right. So 24 hours minus 10, you are left with 14, right? In these 14 hours, this is how it's broken down. You have 11 hours to drive and then 3 hours for your own personal needs, right? So 3 hours to drive, 11 hours to drive and 3 hours for your personal needs. So the 3 hours that you have for your personal needs, that is for your laundry, that is for your eating, that's for your personal needs, like anything you want to do within those 3 hours, eating, taking a shower, all that good stuff you can do within those 3 hours. And then 11 hours is mandatory, the driving hours that you ought to be driving for. And in this 11 hours, the government doesn't want you to drive the whole full 11 hours, excuse me. The government does not need you to drive the whole 11 hours. They want you to drive for 8 hours. You take a mandatory 30 minutes break within those 11 hours, and then you continue to drive. So technically, a driver basically drives 10.5 hours in a day. And in these 10.5 hours in a day, guys, don't forget to go down there and listen to this course, as I have explained the whole of it in my course. I don't want to take off the juice of the course by me breaking so many details right here in front of you. I just wanted to let you know that that's how the hours of service work. So technically, the driver is driving 10.5 hours in a day. And in those 10.5 hours in a day, some drivers can do 500 miles, some drivers can do up to 650 miles in those 10.5 hours. So let me now take the juice to click the like, the subscribe, and the bell. I will be dropping gems here that you can just listen to me every single time you get here, and you automatically have all the information you need. But if you really need to go to the nitty-gritty and you need to know everything about what I'm talking about, guys, I have it all down on my course. So support your girl, support your sister by liking, by sharing, by subscribing, so that you can motivate me to always come on here and share my knowledge, share what I know to improve anybody's status that is trying to get into the trucking industry, that has no information from A to Z on what to do, how to do it, where to go. I want to make sure that my channel is available to be able to do that for our carriers and our drivers and our dispatchers. So thank you very much. It's your host Nancy Kim, as you look forward to watching my next clip on weights. We have weights and what the government regulates. So checking my next clip, you're going to see a discussion about weights.